So yeah, it must have been about 10 years ago. I had a gig booked. I'd had half a set written and no band name, and about 3 days to do it. I was in the venue the night before, a few nights before, and opening a magazine, and there it was, just Get Cake, Wear Cake, Fly, as these subheadings to an article. So somewhere out there is a sub-editor that I owe a debt to. Oh man, that is a good question and a very difficult question. How long have we got? Drums will definitely be Tony Allen, I think, without a doubt. Wow, this is, how big can this band be? It's going to have 3 guitarists, I think. I think Omar from At the Drive-In, Graham Coxon, and maybe to mix it up, and maybe Tommy Emmanuel, just because I think that combination would be really weird. Bass is difficult, either between Pino Palladino or Bootsy Collins. Probably Bootsy Collins, because I think Tony Allen and Bootsy Collins would be an awesome band. I wouldn't sing in it, in fact I'd probably just play the triangle. So yeah, either Erykah Badu or Bobby Womack, or both. And yeah, you might as well have Damon Albarn playing keyboards as well. I do. Yeah, it's a band. The first album I can remember owning is Talk on Corners by The Cause, but it's not really the kind of rock and roll answer that people would probably expect. There was kind of a period where the penny suddenly dropped with music, and I just wore out a load of records. So Saves a Day, Alkaline Trio, Green Day, a lot of punk really. Then a lot of British bands, kind of a lot of stuff on Household Name Records in particular, kind of, yeah, that's what indoctrinated me into kind of being a professional, I guess. The first big project is an album that it's kind of been going on for about almost 2.5 years now. It's kind of the most involved and the most emotionally invested I've ever been in the project. And that's it's a solo record. It's named after the studio actually, and it's got 100 people on it. And it was just a kind of period of time of like digging myself out of a place with loads of friends. And yeah, so that's going to come out on Alco Pop in either July or August. So looking forward to that finally getting finished. And then just lots of things going forward really, making records with other people. Got a great singer-songwriter called Sean McGowan coming in later in the year. I just finished a record with Rob Lynch, which is out now. And yeah, there's so much stuff. It's kind of a blessing to have a studio, but also a slight curse because there's a constant backlog of unfinished ideas as new ideas kind of spark up. But yeah, more to come, I think. So that first album will be the next thing on the horizon, and then everything else is a little bit wait and see, I'm afraid. Maybe I'll have to go chronologically when it comes to influences, because there's way too many. I think my dad's probably the biggest influence in terms of he taught me how to play the guitar. I talked to him the most about guitars. Jay, who I have the studio with, is kind of a day-to-day influence really, in terms of just he really likes weird noises, and that's kind of challenging. Shy-FX kind of introduced me to the idea of electronic music being something other than, you know, being so clinical. It can be kind of raw and fresh. And yeah, it's just, I guess I'm blessed in that it's a constantly evolving kind of series of influences and people that kind of come into life, you know, come into my life and kind of enrich things musically and personally. So yeah, way too many. Currently at the moment, I've really gone back to kind of roots and listening to a lot of punk. I've been reigniting my obsession with the Adequate Seven, and also yeah, just kind of digging for things that are slightly off-piste. Probably my favourite band of the last few years is a band called the Albanese Goma Band, and that is not heard too much like that. But yeah, I could be here for 3 hours, to be honest, and I don't think anyone's going to want to watch me just listing influence after influence, but it's almost infinite. I think I'm originally billed on the poster as being Sam Duckworth, but my bass player is in France, so I'm going to be replaced by Get Cake, Wear Cake, Fly, which feels pretty weird, kind of replacing one with the other. But yeah, it's going to be really fun. I've kind of been touring the Chronicles catalogue actually. It's been kind of nice to go right back to some of the first stuff I've done. So yeah, I'll be playing pretty much most things from 2006 going forward at the Cuban Bar at 10 o'clock. And it's my first Camden Rocks, and I'm pretty excited about it.